My problem was, I'm like, saying up some neighborhoods, or I'm a brother. In some neighborhoods, I'm a white boy. You know what I'm saying? So you got yours on, okay?
He trying to get that lint.
Huh?
He trying to get a piece of lint.
No, he's trying to get this.
Oh.
It's a game we play all day.
Oh, he fooled me because he was reaching.
Oh, he don't take no lint off. He want the chain.
Oh.
He's sitting there looking at when
okay, know him.
Yeah, he has. Autism kids like sparkle and bright stuff.
For those of y'all watching, seeing my nephew in the back making the noises and all that, that's my nephew Maury, man. He big, he'll knock you out. He autistic, he can't talk, but that's my nigga, man. So y'all meeting my family, man. It's my dad, man. This some, you know what I mean? These are people that I love, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Sound like you ain't had nothing. You just true to yourself.
Yeah, I'm true to me, man. I'm true to
any other way. Hey, you got a problem.
The path that we and Dwann walking, man. We come from some good stock, good heritage. I know I'm the first that I know of that chose the entertainment route. So a lot of my people in my family didn't understand it. But entertainment is like starting your own business. It ain't really all fun and games, so you got to sacrifice a lot if you want to get far in this, huh?
Yeah, well, you got to put in the work if you want to get to the top, dog. That's no matter what you do. You be a hand in the handhill. If you ain't put in the work, they gonna kick your ass out.
Right. I know one thing. I remember when he first started. In my mind, I'm saying, well, what he gonna do? Because it wasn't the same path that we chose.
Right.
I was taught to get a job, get a pension, and retire and stuff. That's what we were schooled on. And when he told me he ain't working for nobody no more, I understood it. But that wasn't my life. Right. But at the same time, I'm wondering, how can this be? And then when he talked about this internet, I ain't never seen nobody pass money over the counter on this shit. I'm like, how the hell you gonna make money doing this shit? All this shit I got at my house is free. I just didn't know. I just didn't know. Yeah. But I would never knock him for what he's doing. But I just didn't know. A parent's job, all he wants is for his child to succeed.
Right.
And that was the bottom line. If this is the route you want to go, I don't see how you going to make money doing this shit. But you do. So go for it.
You know what started?
I'm still with you. I'm still got your back no matter which way you go. Okay? Like you saying, we don't always do it the way that they want us to do, and they don't always do it the way we want them to do, but as long as they ain't in jail, I ain't got no problem with what you doing.
Hey, and if you need a dime, I got two.
I got two.
I got two.
My son knows. He knows what time
I got two.
I'm there. I ain't gonna hesitate. That's mine. He ain't give me no reason not to do it. What the circumstances are.
But I did. That was far-fetched to me. Getting paid doing this shit here. How you gonna make a living? Don't worry about it, pops. I got it. Okay.
It was for me. Around 2008, it's when I was still partying all the time, and my dad saw me partying all the time and going around, and he wrote me a letter. He was like, "I see." He's like, "You graduated college, but you always out, but you ain't quite doing what." He's like, "I on the basic, you was telling me, I don't know what you gonna do, but I know you can do more than you doing." And when he told me that, I was like, you know what? I decided in that moment, now was the time that I go, okay, I got all these different skills. Let me go ahead and put in the work to figure out how to make money off these skills.
But you got to understand one thing. As you're a child growing up, your dad's always been there for you.
Yeah.
And sometimes he didn't say things to you because he wanted you to learn how to handle it on your own.
Yeah.
And then when you start not going towards the path that he wants you to go on, so he might not like it. He might say stuff. But he's gonna let you be the man.
Yeah, he didn't tell me what to do.
No.
He just said whatever it is you do, put some focus into it.
You gotta be focused on whatever you do.
And sometimes, even though I was in my 20s, sometimes you need that little kick in the ass. Yeah. And that's what that was. And it changed my mind to where it's like, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead, because I was depressed from some business deals that didn't work out before. I was kind of down on my luck and everything, and he just gave me that message. And it was like, at that point I had a job, but I know I'm gonna work that job forever. I was like, let me figure it out now while I got this stable income. Let me figure out whatever it is I am gonna do. Let me figure that out right now while I got this steady income. And that's what I did. All from when you had that talk to me. Had that talk with me. So, you know, man, we all, for y'all that's listening that watch us, we don't always have it all right, man. We need, you know, fathers like this to put us straight.
We need somebody that's gonna be in your corner. If you got your father, he's gonna be there for you. If he understands you, that means he loves you. So whatever you do, he already know what you're doing, even though you don't have to tell him what you're doing. Because number one, he got street knowledge, book knowledge, and his own knowledge. Okay, and most of all, he's got experience.
Oh yeah, experience is key. They discount
all
that.
Y'all trying to do is get what we got as far as experience. We didn't learn everything in one day. You ain't gonna learn everything in one day. But just always remember, there's always tomorrow if it don't work today.
Right. But I sure didn't understand how you guys could make money doing this stuff here.
My niece,
you know, it was on the TV that made money. Internet shit, I ain't seen nobody pass no dollar under the table. You know, I couldn't figure it out. I say, but nevertheless, you know it, I don't know it. You do you.
Well, my niece, before she passed, rest in peace, Ashley, love you. I think I was like, because I'm only 7 years older than my niece. So we more like brother, sister, you know what I mean? I think I was 29, and she understood this internet stuff better than me.
Yeah, she was the whiz.
Yeah, she was. But we used to talk all the time. She said, Unc, what are you doing? You got to go full-fledged at this. You know what I'm saying? I know this internet, you got to be present. You got to be everywhere. You can't be working and trying to do this. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to go full-fledged. And she understood the internet before me. She's kind of what made me click. And I didn't go full-fledged right away. It took about 2 years. But it's because of her why I go as hard as I go now, why I'm always shooting, always creating, because I understand what it's about now. So I want to thank Ashley for that, you know. Love you and I miss you, but she gave me them jewels early, you know what I mean? And that's what
you was had ears to hear. You heard it. Both of you guys, you heard it. You know. Now, how you gonna make it work? We can't tell you. We don't know this shit. But you heard it.
Yeah.
And you took what you had and went full-fledged. A lot of times, the problem I have with seeing our youth today, they don't listen. Now, nobody's not trying to tell you what to do.
They don't listen.
Okay.
They think they know everything.
Okay, that too. And it's not that we trying to tell you what to do, just give you options. Right. And you gonna have to take all these different nooks and crannies from these different people and put it together and make your own stew.
Right.
But if you don't cut the potatoes, cut the tomatoes, slice up the celery and all that stuff, you ain't got no stew.
Right.
You know, if you going off only what you know, you ain't got no stew.
Wow.
You just got a piece of meat and some water.
Right.
You know, so that's the problem I have with the younger generation. Can't nobody tell them nothing. And nobody is trying to tell you what to do. We just trying to put one little nugget here, somebody else put a nugget here and a nugget here. Pretty soon you got gourmet meal.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow,
so, you know what I learned? I learned with doing the martial arts, they had this in Chinese style. Our style didn't have it, but they had what was called a crane and the grasshopper and stuff. They would take little tidbits from different insects and mix them all together and make one complete style. You know, but if you don't take these tidbits, then all you got is whatever you got,
right?
And that's it. You know, so youth out there today, if you would just hear when somebody give you something, you ain't got to use it.
No.
Stir it in your memory bank. At some point in time, you'll be able to pull that out.
I'm gonna ask y'all a question we talk about a lot on this show. People don't understand it, and a couple bros I got, you know, we got to understand it on this. If, you know, anyone that's my number one woman, she know how I feel about this. But how do you feel a woman that's in the church taking the money out of the house and giving it to a preacher? How do you feel that could affect the household negatively if a woman is taking your hard-earned money down to the church?
Well, you might not want me to answer that. I'll let your dad answer that.
Yeah. We go in on this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sit down, Imari, sit down.
What do you want?
You want more grapes?
Oh, no, he's got to the bathroom.
Okay, I got him.
Well, then you bring that back when you come back, because you want the answer to this.
Oh yeah,
that's your question. You know, but whatever else can we talk about?
We see, well, running the household. I know you made a lot of sacrifices. I remember something that you said to me a long time ago. We was flipping through the picture books, and we'd always see him with the long Cadillac and these nice clothes and everything. Then by the time I came around, Pops was jeans and a t-shirt, and I remember asking you, why don't you dress like this no more? And I never forget the answer you gave me. You were like, I had my fun, and now for the money I make, it's time for you guys to go ahead and get a little bit of something. What made you mature into that? Because I work with kids. I look at some parents I work with. They still got to dress nice before their kids get theirs. What made you flip that into where it was about us more so than about you?
Because it's always about the next generation. Right. Everything you do today is for somebody behind you. Even this conversation we're having at this table, we've had our fun. If we don't have it, fun again. It's for the other people. You know, and when I partied and did my thing and was suited and booted and super flied and all that other stuff, I was single, you know. And if you only have X amount of income, you can't do all that and this new thing too. Something's got to give.
Right.
Something's got to give. Either you gonna still be player A, or you gonna step back and let the next generation have it.
Like they say, your priorities change when you get to a certain point in life, okay? You know, me, for instance, you know, my thing, I like to party because was in my generation party. You go to work, and when Friday come, you party, or if not, you can go to work and they party at work, you do that. But when you get to a certain point in life, it's just not any fun anymore. You know what I mean? You just want to relax and enjoy whatever years you got left and just be you. You know what I mean? But
you know what? I tell you one thing I saw what turned me around when we were talking about the gangs and stuff like that. The youngsters in my neighborhood. I had this one brother. I'm gonna take a page out of your book. I ain't gonna call no names, but he was top dog. He had been in and out the pen, federal pen, state pen. He was buff. He was the shit. One day he was sitting outside a liquor store, and he was sitting on a milk crate, and some youngsters came around that lived on the street he lived on, and they were like 13, 14. This was OG. They told him, "Get off my block." And I looked at him. I said, shit, he was running this block 20, 30 years before you were born.
Right.
You know, what you mean your block? I'm saying this to myself, but I'm looking at this. And they said, when I come out the liquor store, now he done been drug, pimp, he was everything back in the day. And when they came out the liquor store and he was still sitting there, they told him, I thought I told you not to be here when I come out this store. Now these are kids he used to flip quarters to. He ran with their brothers, so they knew him. You know, he wasn't no stranger. And so they dropped something on the ground, and he bent over to pick it up. They kicked him dead in his ass. I said, oh shit, no respect. This is what they mean, old dogs stay on the porch.
Right.
You know, old lions that's wounded, you ain't out there running that pack no more. I saw that, I said, the game has changed. Nowhere in the game would anyone of our generation had disrespected this guy like they did.
Right.
And I knew then, these youngsters ain't got what it takes.
No.
And I stepped out the game and walked away. That's it, because I'm gonna either go to jail or I'm gonna be dead.
Right.
Because this ain't gonna happen to me. Period.
Well, I agree with you 100% because, like you say, you know, a lot of us has been through life, and some of us ain't had the breaks like others, and you know, even though we each sitting on, you know, the crate at the liquor store, don't mean we ain't got knowledge upstairs. Okay, but the problem is the youngsters, it's their mom and daddy's not teaching them to respect the older brother, okay, regardless to what he's been in, okay? Because like I say, youngsters, you know, I tell them point blank, you know, you come at me like a man, I'm going to treat you like a man, okay? You'll get your mom and daddy, I'm going to kill them like a man, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not here to play, okay?
Yeah, and we ain't got much time to be dancing.
Well, see, I'm thinking like this, you know, I ain't got that much time. So what the fuck I'm arguing and fight with you, okay? Bam, bam, nigga, I don't need you.
And then if
you can't tell on me?
If you squabble, you got 60 seconds to 2 minutes.
Yes.
And we tired now, so whatever's done.
30 seconds is me, so I ain't gonna fuck with you over 30 seconds.
Whatever's done
bang,
got to be over.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what it's going to. I mean, this is what you gonna be. You ain't gonna be shit if you disrespect me now.
Yeah.
And I'm damn near 70.
Yeah.
Okay, so why should I want you to go any further in life? You understand?
Yeah, you right. If you ain't nothing now, you ain't gonna be nothing.
You're right. You ain't shit now, so I know down the road you ain't gonna be shit. So why I'm gonna fuck with you down the road? I'm gonna eliminate your ass here. So I ain't got to see you no more.
Yeah. Remember when Doug told...
The next motherfucker gonna understand us. Don't fuck with that old man.
Yeah, that's right. Remember when Doug told that story? My friend Moon's mother had passed, and there was this young girl that come by, and we sitting up in Doug's house smoking on the joint and shit, and she's sitting up here. Yes, I took care of Moon's mother's funeral, and I did this, and I went to that college, and I went to this college, and I'm that, and we smoking on the joint. And when she left, I said, Doug, 'cause see, I knew her. He didn't. I said, Doug, he's an OG. He's the one gave me a lot of game. I said, you didn't buy all that shit she was selling. And he, hell no, when she told me she was with Wendell, I knew she wasn't shit.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you know certain people in life, you know, that have done certain things, and then when somebody else comes to you and say, dude is this, she's this and that, and then you tell them, no, that ain't who that motherfucker is. Okay?
Yeah.
The real is he's like this,
or
she like that. You understand?
Well, he knew right off. If she messed with Wendell wasn't shit. Right. You can't mess with Wendell unless you ain't shit. There it is.
So Red ain't got one home, you know what I'm saying?
You had all this class, you would not be with Wendell, period. You know, so
you basically, you know, you ain't crap by your association. That's what that wisdom tell you.
Yeah. So, you know, you got to, I don't know, but these young, you asked that question, I want to hear your dad.
What you think about a man letting this woman give their money to the church without his permission?
Well, you know, I believe in paying tithes. You know, that's a certain amount. You know, your income. You know what I mean? If you believe in God, there's no problem. But if she's giving him all the money, then she needs to go stay with him. It's that simple. I'm not gonna put up with it. That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna put up with it.
Pay your tithes, but stop the extra stuff.
Right. I mean, if you're trying to pimp both of us, it ain't gonna work because it's only gonna stop at her.
Right.
It ain't going no further than me because I'm letting you know, I ain't got to be here. I choose to be here, okay?
Yeah.
When you get in my pocket, that's a whole entire different situation.
Yeah. You know what?
I don't give a damn if you the preacher or not. I'm going to bring it to your head.
You know what? I'm glad I passed the ball to your dad. What he said is you know, I couldn't have said it no better, but I'm glad I passed the ball to hear his response because I am like him.
Yeah.
You know, you pay your tithes, but you pay your tithes to a place that deserve them.
Right.
That deserve. Right. If you know the place that you're paying your tithe to, and the preacher is out doing this and this and that, you're in the wrong place in the first place.
Right. Well, I ain't going to no church with the preacher's car is much better than mine. Okay?
Well, I ain't got no problem with his car.
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying for the car. I'm paying for the suits. I'm paying for everything you got. You ain't gonna dress better than me and ride better than me. I don't care.
But I'm glad. I'm glad to hear him.
It starts to happen. I got to get up out there. Well, I ain't been to church in a long time because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I believe in God, but I ain't going with the bullshit that man is using God's name for.
Right.
Okay.
But you know what?
Wisdom.
I'm gonna put Dwann on the spot. I don't know if he wanted to go there or not, but y'all brought this subject up, and we talking freely. I was not going to church. I was raised in church, just like most of the black kids our age. I don't know about these ones behind us. I don't think they go.
No, because back in the day, you had to, When school was out, you had to go to vacation
Bible school.
Yeah. So I don't know about these ones behind us. But Dwann came to me just like he told you about the letter that I wrote. He in turn did the same thing for me prior to that. My wife had been going to church, making the kids go to church. I believe in God like you, but I wasn't going to church, and I wasn't giving up no tithes.
I got God right here, so he with me wherever I go.
And I wasn't giving up no tithes.
I'm a fool or not, he with me, so I don't need somebody to tell me what to do in some building. You know that he decided he want to put everybody in.
And that's where I was with this situation. But Dwann came up to me one day, and he said, "Pops, you know God gave the command to the man, not the wife.
Not the woman.
Not the woman. We're being blessed now, and because of mama. But if you was to come in, we'd be even more blessed." And I said, get the hell, I got ready to go off on, get your ass. I don't want to hear that shit. But it started me to thinking. And just like you said earlier about it was a couple of years before you got that revelation from your niece.
Right.
Well, I was watching for about 2 years, and I started adding up. We have always lived above our means. Not really above our means, but our overhead was in the negative compared to the way we lived. And I couldn't figure out how we were able to do that, but what he said opened my eyes, and I was watching, just kept watching a couple of years. I said, you know what? He knows something that I don't know. And so that's when I started going, because it was true. We took vacations, we did this, I always had a Cadillac, and if you look at it on paper, we didn't have that type of income, but we was living that type of a lifestyle. And my wife, as far as tithes, she does not believe in usurping the man. This is just in her. This is not some strong arm tactic I use. This is just her. So she made a deal. She said, well, my husband don't believe in tithes. I'm not going to pay no tithes on his money or our money, but I will pay a tithe on my lunch money, the money I gave to her for lunch. And so God honored that.
Yeah.
He honored that. Her little $50, $60 a week or whatever she was getting, $100 a week, she paid tithes off that, but she didn't touch the household money.
I remember that I was like 13. I was like 12 or 13 when I said that. Yeah. And I remember that, and because like for me, I was raised in the household. My mom was 100% within the integrity of church. If you gonna go to church, you better do it like her. Right. You know what I mean? And like
that's my mama all day long.
She didn't go around and judge other people for what they not doing. We would go to church, and she would come home and say, "This is why we live." Like when it came to the prayer, school was hard for me, ADD and all that stuff. I was a C student, so my mom would pray and everything, and I would see him. It was like a lot of times. He got to stay home on Sunday, and when we was there, then I was like, okay, if he come in, if it's working like this, if he come in, it'll grow. And when he did go in, it did, and I never saw it. But one thing, I think one reason why I really worked with my parents and still works with my parents, my mom and my dad, they have their own relationship. My mom never came on and saying, pastor said you need to do this, and he never goes home to say the Bible say, woman, you need to do that. It would just be like, they learn from the church and they grow as people, but their marriage is about those two. Right. It wasn't about a third party ruling over what they do, and I think that's why it worked a lot.
Yeah, and I respected that for her. She never, matter of fact, some of the church members, let's go over to your house and pray your husband in church, get him in, some trickery. She said, you ain't coming here. You ain't coming here. She said, if the Lord don't bring him in, he just won't be in. Right. So it was none of that shenanigans and stuff. She's always tried to live what she believed and not force me to live what she believed. Right. And that went a long way. But when he said what he said, I started observing more. And that's the reason I am where I am today.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah. That's some heavy stuff.
Well, God shows you a way, whether you open your eyes or your mind or not. You know what I mean? So you know, if you live your life according to how he wants you to, you know, the head of the household, your woman's supposed to go along with your program and the program the Bible got set down. So.
And she did.
And if she's a strong woman, you a strong man, you ain't gonna have them issues.
You ain't gonna have it. Yeah, I hear you.
It's a respect thing from the beginning.
I hear you.
You know about your money before you even get to church. Okay? The problem is that when you get to church and that pastor get to talking all that crap and you get to feeling good, you just want to dip a little bit deeper into something that belongs to
but fortunately for me,
I don't have that problem.
Fortunately for me, where we went, the pastor never did that.
Yeah, Bishop still never.
He never did that. He said, "Thus saith the Lord, ball in your court."
Right.
Whereas some of her friends, their pastors is all up in the Kool-Aid and trying to dictate this and that. I never went to a church like that. If it's a church like that, you wouldn't see me in it.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know, you handle your lane, I get in my lane. If I don't show up or if I don't pay tithe, I better not hear it over the pulpit. Remember we went to Texas?
Oh,
and you could tell them that one.
Yeah, we went to Texas. We was at a family reunion. You know, you got a big family reunion. Yeah. Everybody go to the church. We sitting there, and this is before we got in church. I'm probably like 12, and this is when he's still thinking about it. They had an offering as soon as we walked in, and then the dude talked and hooped and hollered for about 20 minutes, and they had another offering. By the third offering, he went out and took a cigarette break.
I know the feeling, bro.
Yeah, man. So that kind of churches, I wouldn't even be in them. No. I'd visit if you invite me and I come with you and stuff, but that wouldn't be my home.
So one thing I remember growing up, I'm pretty sure y'all got the same experiences. We talked about it. I remember being a kid and rolling around the city in Pasadena, different parts, and we was always at the liquor store. And my daddy knew all the bums outside the liquor store.
Yep.
They all knew my dad, no matter what liquor store we went to. Do y'all remember that transition when some of the cats you grew up with started being homeless and hooked on drugs? Like, was it like that when y'all was kids? Because I remember coming up, it seemed like it was a lot of dudes y'all age. I was out there smoked out, and they were still good people. But I just remember every liquor store we went to, Pops knew everybody. Do you remember noticing that transition?
Yeah, because I did when I was a kid coming up. We called them hobos.
Right.
Okay, and there was only a few in the neighborhood.
Yeah, only a few.
You know what I'm saying? And if you saw them, you respected them.
Exactly.
If you disrespected them, you got in a whole lot of trouble because you don't know what that man's problem was.
Why he got like that?
Right. They used to have a man in Pasadena called Robert the Wolf Man. Nicest man in the world. All he'd do was just go up and down the street singing with his lawnmower and his brakes and stuff, you know, making his hustle. And then you have some kids that didn't understand what his problem was, but the reason why he was like that, on his way out here from Mississippi to California, he lost his whole family and a brand new Cadillac.
Right.
And he couldn't deal with it. The only way he could deal with it is get him a bottle of wine and get that lawnmower and them rakes and walk up and down the street asking anybody they need any help or could he do this and that. It didn't bother nobody. But then, like I said, no one knew what his problem was because they didn't know him.
Right.
Once you knew him and found out what the problem was, you respected him and gave him his room because he didn't do nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how someone was back then.
Yeah.
You know, was this one Mexican guy named Johnny, you know, I thought he was the coolest dude in Pasadena. You know what I mean? But I didn't know he was a drunk. That was Mr. Johnny.
Right.
You know what I mean? He feeling good. He going around to Ernie's house to kick it.
Right.
But he ain't bothering nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but now they don't look at him like that. You know,
they
he's
don't.
a drug addict, he's an alcoholic, he ain't no good, he ain't never this, he ain't never did that. But you don't know what the man's been through.
So you guys were very same thing with you. I remember we used to go. We'd be driving down King Boulevard. We stopped no matter where we stopped.
You mean Santa Barbara?
Yeah, Santa Barbara. Yeah. Same with we.
Keep it straight.
Yeah, my generation, we grew up on rodeo, but now it's Obama. Now that's gonna always be rodeo. But like I remember we was in the back of my dad's Cadillac, and we stopped. Me and my sister in the back seat. He stopped, and we see another toothless person. They like, "Hey, Red." Then my sister was like, "Dang, why do Daddy know all the crackheads?" But so when you would see that, like, do you remember when? I remember we would drive you, and sometimes you'd be like, "Man, he used to drive this Cadillac," and then now we see him in the late 80s on the corners. But in the 70s, when did that transition happen? When they went from what you knew who they were in the 70s to the 80s, what happened?
We went over there with the drugs, the drugs and the gangs and the switch on the deck that the society set up.
Yeah,
and they got life beat them down. Life can beat you down. Yeah, I don't care who you are.
Right, because you could be up today, and man, you go home or you walk in that door, your whole life is changed.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's something you can do about it if you want to, but if you're not really mentally strong,
yeah,
you know, then you're gonna flop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and that's what happens to most of you people you see are homeless because they done flop. Okay, and all this aid and assistance that they were getting through the years, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and basically it's
the aid, yeah.
You know,
and you don't disrespect them because of where they are now. They are somebody's child.
Right.
That's right.
Somebody's father.
I know people died from AIDS and polio and chicken pox and measles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but they are somebody. They were somebody.
I never know. In spite of what we saw, no matter how they be carrying a blanket, my pops never disrespected these people. Every time he saw them, he was like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, and it was all he talked to them the way he talked to the pastor, the way he talked to. I remember when I was a kid, my dad would see somebody with a lowrider. And they kind of parked their lowrider off to the side. We'd be going in there, and he'd be going to go buy whatever he buy at the liquor store. And I would just see my dad sometimes, hey, you know, if you got a lowrider, don't park your lowrider in the dark. You know, that's where people come take your stuff, man. Make sure you put in. You always have some game for the people.
Yeah, life is tough, but life is good. If you know, how you gonna sit down and play poker, or Monopoly, or any game you want to play, and don't know the rules? You can't. And in dominoes, first thing you learn in dominoes, all money ain't good money.
That's right.
Right.
You mess around and start off with them fives and you ain't got but 1 5, you finna get beat half to death. You better have
put that big 10 out there and they can score 10, that's it.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, you know, in dominoes, you know, everybody knows, you know, you start out with 5, you know. Then you got all these people that done went to jail. Now you're talking about you gotta get 10 to get on the board.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I ain't in jail. I want my money.
Yeah. Give me 10 to get in. You had to tell them that too.
I tell them every time. You know what I'm saying? You can wait to get 10. I'm getting mine right now. I earned it. Okay?
I got 5
I
on
ain't
it.
did time, so I don't even need to go that way.
Yeah.
He said it all the time, hear them saying somebody be like, he be like, we ain't playing the jailhouse rules. It ain't all money. If you scratch, you scratch. You ain't no 10 to get in and all that.
10 to get in.
You know, like I tell my son, you know, you don't come to my house with your pants sagging because you ain't been to jail. Only reason why you sag is because that's what they do it in jail. So that means easy access to that ass.
That's all. And they don't even realize that.
They don't.
They don't. They think it's a fashion. Matter of fact, Mexicans was the ones that used to wear them cut off knickerbocker khakis, with the long white socks and the saggy pants. They did that back in the 70s. We didn't dress like that. We dressed like the Temptations.
Right.
That's right.
You know, we didn't dress like that. And they run around here sagging. To each his own. I ain't gonna knock you, bro.
Yeah, but it ain't right. It ain't right. I mean, where you gonna run around your pants halfway to your knees, your drawers hanging out, and your wrong part, and if it's wet, you gonna see the shit.
Yeah. and if we went to school like that in the 60s, man,
you wasn't going to school.
You wasn't going to school. Because they tease you, you wearing your brother's clothes. Quack, 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 quack. You know, no, you didn't do
wear
that.
Short pants to school?
No, shit. I got a picture right now where my mother forced me to wear short pants. Shit, I sat on the porch right outside. I didn't go play ball with nobody. You know, you gonna make me wear this shit? I ain't going out there. That was just me. I didn't wear short pants.
The only picture I see my dad in shorts when we went to Vegas when I was a kid. He got remember them Lakers shirts with the big heads on it? He got one of the big head Lakers that just won a championship, and he had the shorts on, the long socks. We had Circus. This is like 1986, 85. That was the first and only and last time I seen him.
And I wore them for about 2 hours. As soon as I got back to the room, I took that shit off.
That's what it is.
But I mean, to each his own. You know, everybody, to each his own. But truth be told, you right.
Well, back in that day, you know, we were raised that you wear your clothes certain times of the year. You know what I mean? You got fall. That's when you put your T-shirt on because winter's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So when the spring comes, you take your T-shirt off. Just wear just the regular shirt over your body. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you have to be taught these things.
Yeah.
Our biggest problem nowadays is that
what they see on TV or whatever.
That's dangerous. What they see nowadays, what they see on TV is men wearing women's clothes. Now they see worse than the sagging. Now they got to put on a dress.
I hate seeing a man on TV that's like a woman. You're just giving ideas to these kids that's confusing their own mind that this is good to do.
What did y'all think when you found out Magic had AIDS, when he announced it? What did y'all think was going to happen?
I didn't think he would survive. I was hoping he would, but I didn't think him as far as sexuality thing. I just thought he partied. I knew he was a ladies' man. You know, back in them days, like we was talking about Bill Cosby, everybody did it. Right. And you know, you're a superstar, and you going to all these girls want to get on you.
Oh yeah.
And so he just caught it from some girl, and then the rumor was he was this. He was. I didn't buy into that rumor at all because AIDS didn't discriminate. If a girl caught it from somebody, she's gonna pass it to somebody else.
Right.
So I never thought he was gay or anything like that. That never even crossed my mind.
Even though they was trying to say him and Isaiah.
Yeah, that never even crossed my mind.
And the first two brothers that kiss each other, you know, in public, you know.
Yeah, that never even crossed my mind. The way he partied, that could happen to anybody. Gonorrhea was a thing in that day or something, clap or something.
I fought the NBA for Magic situation.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the NBA has all the hoes.
Yeah.
At the fucking hotels, wherever they stand. Because somebody want to get a part of their money. And get a baby, you know what I mean? So they get some more money, you know what I'm saying? So you know, I fought the NBA, okay? Because no matter what the teams go, there's going to be plenty of bras. They know what time it is. They can stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like to say, 11 o'clock, the lights go out, you know. What the fuck? They want to get back up and see what y'all doing.
Right.
They don't make money as much money as y'all do, and you don't tell them to go somewhere and sit anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just what you want to do. So, I mean, there's a lot of them that got AIDS that way.
Yeah.
In the NBA and baseball, football, all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're the biggest pimps in the world, but they want to hide it because what they say, it's the American game.
How'd you meet James Debarts?
Oh, well, my mother and his mother knew each other as kids.
Okay.
You know, they're all from Michigan area. You know what I mean? They live right there in Pasadena like we did. You know, like I say, you know, certain families lived in certain areas and, you know, so we were all in the same area, went to school, but the neighborhood that they lived in was a little bit more exclusive.
Right.
But it was in the ghetto.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Talk about the Whispers. How'd you meet the Whispers?
My auntie was going with the guy that used to be their manager. So.
Heck yeah, that's cool. Met Roger, young Roger and Scotty, huh?
Yeah. I met him at the Total Experience in the Mavericks Flats back in the day.
Yeah.
Total Experience got burned down the other day.
Oh really?
Crenshaw?
Oh yeah.
It caught fire a couple nights ago.
Oh wow! Ain't that where your prom was?
No, our prom was at the Queen Mary.
Okay.
When we went to the Mavericks Flats. Total Experience is right next to Mavericks Flats.
Okay.
But you didn't go to the Total Experience. Because that was the gay bar.
Really?
Yeah. That's where the gays were.
All of them, huh?
Yeah, that was their spot back in the day. Total Experience.
I didn't know that. I didn't run up in there.
Mavericks Flats.
Yeah, I didn't run up in the Total Experience. I saw the Whispers there once.
I knew where I went, but you know, Mavericks Flats was a spot to go. You know?
Yeah, I remember that's where I got my first club experience. Was at it was the Mavericks Flats and the apartment. Donald. We walked from our house on Broadway all the way up to Crenshaw, and I was only 16 years old.
That's a walk.
That's a walk.
There, boy.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's how it was back then.
That's how it was. That's how it was.
Hey, the party on Friday night, it didn't matter where it was at. You know, if it was in the city, if you lived in LA, it was in the city, you know what way you was going to go to get there.
And you went to more than one party.
Yeah,
You'd leave one and go to the other, walking.
So you walk way to Crenshaw to the Mavericks Flats.
Yeah, and I don't know what he told them people at the door. I'm 16 years old. He got me in.
Yeah.
Did the Whisperers have that big mustaches back then too? Did Scotty had that big old?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They well, not the Whisperers, but the Harold Melvin and Blue Notes now. Those ones you didn't want to fuck with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were in the dope and everything. You know what I mean? The drugs. You know what I mean? They used to call people up. You know, tell them to bring the dope, and they bring it over to the club where they at and get the dope, but you don't ever see them no more. That was a little shady back in there with you. You good or what? You good?
Yeah, that Philadelphia sound.
Huh? You good? More? Okay, he wants to give me some more.
Yeah, because y'all had some really good party music back in the day, man.
Oh yeah, the waistline parties.
What's a waistline party?
Shoot, however big your waist is, that's how much money you had to pay to get in.
They would take that cloth and ruler and run it around your stomach. Whatever it was, either there was a penny or a nickel or whatever it was.
Inch, yeah.
You know, you had to pay that much to get in.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
A waistline.
So them fat girls paid a lot.
Them the ones that was getting all the action. You know what I mean? Shit. I remember being in service down in Alabama. You know, we go into the to the clubs and stuff. You know, and as soon as you get close to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't see nobody. I mean, you look over in the corner. They all in the corner, them big old girls. What y'all doing? Say, look, we gonna get breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
We gonna get some money in our pocket.
Yeah.
And when we come back the next night, we gonna have more than that.
There you go. There you go. Well, that Coolie High, that was authentic.
It was authentic?
Coolie High was pretty much authentic.
Well, how's the weed changed from the 70s to now?
Oh, the weed now is just garbage.
You don't like the weed now?
No, because they don't grow it long enough for it to get the THC in it like it's supposed to.
Okay.
You know, back in the day, you know, you just couldn't get weed. You know, you had to wait till certain times of the year to get it.
Right.
Now you can just go into any place and get it. Well, hell, it was just made a couple of days ago, so shit.
Yeah.
Smoking now, it ain't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the weed was good and it made you laugh. This shit don't make you laugh. No
And hungry.
Yeah. This shit don't make you laugh. I was smoking weed over 50 years. This is bullshit they got now. Serious.
It smells strong though.
That's all. We they take and spray that shit on it and make it smell that way.
Man, you can smell that shit 2 blocks away.
That's the whole purpose. They don't go by taste no more. They just go by smell. If it smells good, because at the weed store when you go get it, they open it up and let you smell it. They don't give you one saying, man, you know, like in the old days, you go get a sack of weed, brush, say, hey, this is what I got. Smoke this.
Okay, in the old days, I don't smoke weed now. I haven't indulged since for a long time. I'm talking 30 years maybe, but that was due to my job. But back in the old days, they had them 2-finger buys, $5. And you took the bag and you put your 2 fingers up against it. That was $5. A nickel bag, you know.
Oh, so you dig it in there?
Oh, no. You grab the bag and put your finger across it, and which made it about this wide. That's $5 worth. You know, a baggie.
Or it depends on, you know, how you was hustling. Either it was a $5 bag or a $7 bag.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how they do it. You know, 3 fingers, that's an ounce.
Yeah.
2 fingers is 5 or 7.
Yeah, okay.
You know where you were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on the neighborhood and whoever the person who had the weed, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it was much different. I don't know how it is now, boy, but I do know it smells.
They smoke these blunts, right? And all these dudes smoke these blunts, and they say they don't smoke cigarettes. What the hell you think the blunt wrap is?
Yeah.
Fucking cigar paper.
Yeah.
You're smoking tobacco.
Yeah.
So you ain't really getting high off the weed, you're getting high off the tobacco. By the time the fucking tobacco wears off, the fucking weed is too. So you really ain't getting high.
Wow, I never looked at it like that.
Give me a joint and a white
zigzag.
Zigzag, I'm good. That ain't nothing but rice paper.
Yeah.
Smoking is gonna make me healthier.
Okay.
That's right.
The times have changed.
Yes, it has. Well, you know, everybody wants to, you know, get in on the money, on the action. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, them dollars. You know, when you got NBA players, wives and shit, you know, selling dope. You know what I mean? What can you do?
It's all about money.
That's what it is.
Ain't a damn thing funny.
So man, if there's anything that you want, a message you want to send to, you know, a young man watching the show, trying to get his life together, what would you tell him?
Well, myself, I tell him to stay in school, get educated, just don't be a fool along the way of life. That's all.
Right.
You can do what you want, but just remember, you know, if it's you can do what you want. But if you got a family, you got to remember, you got to take care of your family first before you do anything for yourself.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, hey, you know, take care of your family and your kids, you know, because later on down the road, you don't never know if you're going to need them or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, say, most girls, they take care of their daddies and their brothers and sisters no matter which way it flows.
Right.
The problem we have is that the males don't want to participate because they think they're better than that.
Right.
You got to remember, you got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah.
So, hey, you got to help everybody in the family, no matter who it is.
And don't look for that microwave success.
No, that's right.
Anything come fast goes that way.
That's right.
Fast. Slow roll. Like he said, take your time, get your education, and don't go for the okie doke. Don't think you're going to be an overnight success. Like you two were just speaking of, you had to put in that work.
That's right.
You know, right now, your dollars ain't where you'd like them to be, but you're putting in the work.
Yeah.
So take your time, put in the work, and don't go for the okie doke. Don't always look for that shiny object.
That's right.
You know, I can get this and I can do that right away. Because guess what? We've had a lot of millionaires, sports figures, boxers that made money overnight and they wasn't ready for it. They didn't put in, well, they put in the work to hone their craft to get that money. But once they got it,
didn't know what to do with it.
Didn't know what to do with it. You know.
They didn't prepare for the next day.
Yeah.
Or later on down the way.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why me and your dad is cool now, and y'all want to be around us because we done paid our dues. We ain't been the best brothers in life.
No, not by far.
We've been great fathers.
Right.
You know, what we do in the streets, we keep in the streets.
Right.
We ain't got to go to Vegas for to stay in Vegas.
Paid the cost to be the boss.
That was a great end of question, man, because I think that's what people, you know, I want people to know that right there, you taught me that, you know what I mean? Don't go for the shiny object. And, you know, he told me all the time when I was young, when I got to my early 20s, still went for the shiny object, you know what I mean? And when I did and it didn't work out, Pops was right there for me to help dust me off and say, hey, he didn't judge me and say, man, I told you. He saw it happen. He said, well, you know, you got time, and now it's time, and you learn. And I learned from that, and I thank you for that, Pops.
Appreciate it.
What you call respect.
Yeah.
He didn't respect you. He wouldn't watch over you and give you what he gave you.
Yeah.
Like
you know,
me and my son, you know, I respect him. I don't see him all the time, but I still respect him because I know he's grinding.
Yeah.
I call him out and cuss him out all the time.
You should cuss him out more, I think.
Yeah, you know, I cuss him out in a heartbeat. I ain't That's mine.
Yeah.
It's like I ride for him, I die for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey, you know, we all right.
You know what I heard a youngster say once? You got to give me my respect. They wasn't talking to me. They was just talking to somebody. They don't respect me, talking about their parent or somebody they was talking to. You got to earn my respect. And I just kept listening to him, and I said, damn, respect isn't earned, it's given.
That's right.
If you give respect, you get respect. Why does that person have to earn your respect? Respect should be automatic.
Right.
Automatic. Just because from one human to another.
Right.
And therefore, if you respect yourself and respect that other person, you're going to get respect.
Right.
There you go.
You can't demand me to respect you. How you going to do that?
Right.
You disrespecting me right now by demanding.
Right.
You know, are you better than me? Do I have to come down on bended knee to get your respect? Really? Well, why can't you come down on bended knee to give me respect?
Right.
Why does it have to be me?
Right.
So respect is not earned, it's automatic, really.
Right.
Bottom line. And if you respect yourself as well as others, it's going to come back to you. You won't have to demand it.
Like old folks say, you know, hey, in order to get it, you got to give it.
You got to give it.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? And the youngster, you know, I'm not going to respect you because I don't have to.
Right.
You ain't lived long enough to understand what respect is.
Right.
So when you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you right there on the spot.
Right.
Like I said earlier, I'm not going to give you a chance to get over.
Right.
Disrespectful bastard.
Hey, you ain't trying to head in that direction.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I'm trying to show you and give you the light, but you don't want to listen.
What's the worst bad thing about an old fool? Ain't nothing worse.
Yeah.
You old as salt and you a fool.
Right, right.
You know,
But you an old fool.
an old fool.
But you ain't no fool. Because you didn't get old by being no fool.
There you go.
And it was one last thing I remember you taught me when I first went off to college. My dad said this: "Don't be like what Curtis Mayfield said." He said, "Don't be no educated fool from an uneducated school."
Yeah. You got all this book smart and no common sense.
There we go. And with that said, man, that's been this episode of Craig Facts. Make sure y'all buy the merch from the website. I got a few shows coming up, man. I'll put them up this week, so purchase those tickets because they will sell out. You got anything you want to promote, Dwann?
IncenseandAshtrays.com for the music mix down. I got my music family tree that's coming out, tracing all of our music back to the 1600s through now, from all the way from Appalachian to Zydeco, black folks, and we created it all. So I got the tree coming out to show where it come from, and so. You know, we know the music ain't where people want it to be. You know, my Incense and Ashtrays is showing you where the real music is. For those who want music or substance, like we talked about earlier, IncenseandAshtrays.com. Yeah. Go there, and we talking about the real music that's gonna give you some life.
Definitely, definitely. And I'll purchase that album. That Chill Withers is doing well. I'm about to drop another one, that Chill Never Withers. And once I drop that, I'm gonna shoot a stand-up comedy special, man. So y'all support it. It'll be pre-sales for everything, man. And if I owe you something, you can get it from God, nigga. That's what it's like.
What's your wrestling, man?
Go through there and make a left pop.
Boy, that's how y'all make money. At the end of the show, drop it on them. Okay.
The light is